What is up, everybody? Guru here, and I have all of my gear set for the PCT. It's right over there if you can see it. And I was just going to show you what I'm taking. It is mostly an ultralight setup. It is the Gossamer Gear Kumo. Got my hiking poles here. Those I'm going to have to ship to the trail. Hopefully I can ship them to Campo and pick them up on the way along with my stakes, just because I don't want to pay the extra money on baggage, having to check my bags, because they don't allow stakes and hiking poles and that kind of stuff on planes nowadays. I'm going to give you a quick overview of most of what I have in my package packed up now. I'm just going to go over stuff as it gets pulled out, starting with the stuff on the outside, and then I'll get into the pack after that. I'm actually carrying 2 thin light pads. Open this up for you guys. They will be my main pads. They weigh like 2.5 ounces, so I don't feel badly at all for taking 2 of them. One of them is actually the frame for my pack, and I'll be using that. I actually will also be using my big pad that I used on the Appalachian Trail to start out with for the cold weather. That pad is great for well down below 20 degrees, so hopefully that, along with my 20-degree bag, will be great. I do have some long johns and stuff if it gets too cold. I'm gonna pull out the extra 2-liter bottle that I have just for the longer water carries. I like to keep extra water capacity if I need it. Big 1-liter bottle. And then that's gonna be bleach for water treatment along the way. Then on this side we have another big water bottle. The umbrella, which I will pull out for you guys, is it's Gossamer Gear's ultralight umbrella, which is also every other lightweight company at the moment. They are all Euroschirm. It's a German company that makes them and then licenses them out to, as you can see there, that's the actual Euroschirm logo, which is, if you get a Z-Pax umbrella or most of the other ultralight gear, it's actually just a Euroschirm, and then they put their own logo on it. But it's a great sun umbrella. See if I can open it with one hand. Great sun umbrella, great rain umbrella. I will have to do this real quick. It straps onto the pack great. There are straps along the front here that I just throw the handle in through there, and then I can just use this bottom piece here on the pack and just wrap it around the strap, and then it wraps back around this, and then I can just tighten it off. Really easy system to hike around in the rain and in the sun. So been thoroughly enjoying that, just playing around with it. I think it's going to be a great addition to my rain gear for the PCT, and it's going to be great for keeping the sun off of me in those exposed sections, because I am a ginger and sun happens a lot on the PCT. So that will hopefully save me from getting burnt. This, I've mentioned it before, not my favorite closure system for the top of the bag, but let's see what we get to first. It's my giant food bag, which I'm not going to do a vegetarian food section yet, because, not that that's not vegetarian, it's just a lot of snacks, because I'm going to be hitting the Virgin Islands first, so it's not actual trail food in that food bag right now. Cord for phone. I'm just gonna make a big old mess here. Probably one of the heavier things for my pack is a new Anchor battery pack. This thing was like 13.5 ounces. It's massive. I don't like that it's that big, but it will keep my phone charged for like 2 weeks if I need it, which is nice. And it recharges within about 4 hours. It uses Power Direct, which is integrated on the Pixel 2. It's a really new technology. It charges everything super fast, which I am a huge fan of. And so it charges up in about 4 hours, and it will charge my phone over 4 times. So that is a great thing to have for me on the trail for as much filming and pictures that I love to take. So as much as it weighs, I am just going with it for now. Alright, what else do we have in here? I'll go with the extra pair of socks first. I'm going to wear toe socks. These are what's going to be on me. I just put them in the pack for congruence, or just to show you that I'm taking them. Long johns. Self-explanatory. Just keeping me warm if I need them. Sock liners and an extra pair of socks by themselves if I'm really in need of dry socks. So I'll be wearing the toe socks or most of the time, and I can switch over to those at night. Those are nice and thick and big. I'm also wearing the clothes that I'm going to be hiking in at the moment. I'm wearing them, and I'll show you those in a second because some of them are pretty nifty. Toothbrush, toothpaste. I do like saying that I'm kind of ultralight. My pack weight is under 8 pounds base weight, but full toothbrush. I just need a full toothbrush. It's a thing that I am not willing to skimp on. It weighs half an ounce. I just can't do a half toothbrush for whatever reason. I'm not a big fan. That's my charger for the cord. I'll put those together with the anchor over there. Pillow. I don't think, the more I'm taking out of this pack, the more I don't feel like I'm an ultralighter, even though my base weight's so low. So I do like having a pillow. It weighs 3 ounces or 2.5, and it's worth it wholeheartedly. I used my down jacket for a while in a bag, or in a stuffed sack, but nothing beats that pillow. I actually bought a second one when I was on the Appalachian Trail. I sent home my pillow, immediately regretted it after a few nights of using my down jacket in a stuffed sack, and bought another pillow on the trail just because I'm a fan of the pillow. We have the Ghost Whisper down jacket, just in case I need some extra warmth. I'm sure it'll get used a lot early on, and probably in the Sierras. Super light, 8 ounces for a very warm jacket. Love that thing. Let's see what else we can get out of here. Tarp, very small, 6 ounce tarp. It has some of the rope with it. It is a poncho. It's Sea to Summit's poncho Ultra Sill tarp. I have used this in a thunderstorm recently just to make sure it keeps me dry at night, and it does keep me dry at night. So I'm very happy with that. It'll keep the wind off if I need it to. I know it flaps around. I am aware if it gets windy, it'll flap around. But I am okay with that. I can deal with it. I dealt with it when I was hiking in 70-mile-an-hour winds in a poncho on Mount Madison on the AT, so I think I'll deal with it if I'm really needing it on the PCT. And then, in addition to the tarp, I have a Polycryo ground cloth. It is Gossamer Gear's large one. I think it's like maybe 8 feet by 10 feet. Don't hold me to that. Might just be 6 feet by 9 or something. It's big enough for my giant pad, and it can even like wrap around my feet, and it wraps around me just fine. I also use that as a rain skirt if need be. Let's see what else we got in here. I'm just gonna pull out the whole. So I carry a nice clear, again, Gossamer Gear not stuffed sack. It is a pack liner. Keeps everything dry, and I love the clear one. I carried a white one the whole way through the AT. The clear actually lets you see into the pack, which I thoroughly enjoy. I think that totally cleared out the pack for me, other than the other thin light and that I use as a back panel. And then the last two items, if you've watched my other videos, you probably already know what this is. It is my sleep system. So in here I have, sorry, the sun's going down, so it's kind of harder to show you what I got. It's also hard to do with one hand without shaking the camera too much. Wow. Bear with me. There we go. Giant. This thing's massive. It's a 20-degree, long, wide, Enlightened Equipment's quilt, which is fantastic. I would go with the Enigma if you're buying a new quilt, just because I never really opened the bottom. Again, you guys know that if you watched my gear review of it. But hopefully it'll last me through the PCT also. I'm really glad now that I have the tarp set up that I do have the waterproofing on the bottom and the top of this one. So that's real nice. And then you guys hopefully can pardon all the clutter now that everything's out of the bag. Giant pad. This will only stay with me until it starts getting warmer, and then it'll be sent back home. It'll lighten my load by 1.5 pounds. So I'll be well under 7 pounds. If the battery pack and the pad are what puts me above a 5-pound weight. So I think I would be right around 5 straight if I didn't have those two items. But the battery pack's going to stay with me the whole time. The pad's going to go back home when it starts getting warmer. But the food carries, so the food weighs, I think the last time I weighed it was 8 pounds, and that's for 4 days worth of food, which is about my average for the PC, or it was my average for the AT. So if that weight has to go up, I do about 2 pounds of food a day, so that'll stay about the same. The water carries will be a bit different. They'll go anywhere from me having to carry 1 liter to me having to carry 4 to 5 liters, which in that case, I'll probably have to get the 1.5 liter smart water bottles. Those are just 1 liter, but I am fine with doing the 1.5 if need be. If you followed along on the AT, you know I don't consume a lot of water. At some points, I would hike 20 miles with only doing 1 liter at a time, and just drink a lot before and drink a lot after. I know that's in the heat, that's not going to be the same, but hopefully I won't need to carry more than 4 at a time with how fast I go and how far I go at a time. So yeah, I think that's about it. The umbrella also is great for a wind block and an extra rain block with my tarp set up, so that'll be a little extra helpful along the way. I love multi-use purpose or pieces of gear, or multi-purpose pieces of gear, both work. And most of what I have is multi-purpose, and I think that's the best way to go when you're living with your whole life on your back. But yeah, that's a rundown. I'll try to uncover some stuff and let you the mess that I have made. That's my whole life for the next probably 6 months. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what I had in my pack, see what I'm going to be taking with me on the PCT. I will give you videos, at least one of me on the Virgin Islands, because I am going to thoroughly enjoy it and I want to share it with you guys too. I'll actually be hammock camping there, so I'll throw the hammock into my pack, and then that'll get sent home when I'm in the post office for at Campo, hopefully picking up my trekking poles and my stakes and stuff for the tarp, which I don't know if I pulled out my stakes. They might be in there, and they might just be somewhere else right now. Yep, stakes aren't in the pack right now. There's stakes somewhere. I carry 8 stakes, so the 8 stakes help set up the tarp. And I also use one to strap around and keep the that in place overnight, the umbrella in place. All right, enough of that. Hope everybody is doing well back home. If you don't mind leaving a like or subscribe, that would be awesome. I think that's about it. I will see you guys next time. All right, bye guys. What is up, everybody? I forgot to tell you about the clothes I'm wearing because I said it in the middle of the video and then I didn't, so I'm back. Just really quick, I am wearing a merino shirt. It's long sleeve. I've worked outside for years as a wildlife biologist. I've hiked around everywhere. I did the AT in a long sleeve merino most of the way. I love merino wool. This one actually covers my hand for the desert. It'll be nice to have that sun exposure, very limited. But as I said, like, I always wear long sleeve merino, lightweight long sleeve merino in the summer, even because it deals with sweat so well. It doesn't stink as much. It does well with water. It stays warm when it's wet. So all around, can't say enough good things about long sleeve merino shirts. Love them to death. And then on my pants, these are the cool ones that I actually really like. They are Arc'teryx Stradiums, and they have a zipper that goes all the way up the side. So I've actually opened them up to how I'll be hiking a lot with them. So I can open them up. They ventilate really well. So for the desert section, they are going to be perfect because, again, I am a ginger and we don't like sun. So anything that can keep sun exposure down on me is going to work great. Nice pockets on the side. If I zip them all the way up, the zip pockets will be zipper pockets too. You can do this zipper all the way down and open the whole leg. If you do that all the way down, you can zip them all the way up, and you can pull these up, tuck them into the waist, and then they're shorts. I'm really not a fan of the zip-off pant shorts because you always end up with the bottoms and you have to take them on and take them off, and most people that I know that have tried them out, me included, it's just a hassle just to zip them off and put them back on whenever. And with these, I looked far and wide to find them. Arc'teryx isn't cheap, but for a 7-ounce, really breathable, really ventilated pant that met all of my wants and needs, going with these was a no-brainer, even though they did cost a little extra. I think they're around $100. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the stuff I'm wearing also, and I'll call it a day from there. All right, be sure to like and subscribe, and I hope I see you guys next time. All right, bye guys.